Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of Now Boarding with BlueTrain Mobile. Today we'll be talking about mobile design, and with us is BlueTrain designer Ryan Boyer.
Hey guys.
When designing a mobile website or a mobile landing page, what's the most important thing to keep in mind as a designer?
Well, I think the most important thing to keep in mind when designing a mobile website is probably simplicity. And I guess I mean that in a few different ways. So in tackling the problem of designing a mobile website as a whole, there's a few things you want to do. You want to keep things simple content-wise. You don't want things to be too wordy. And you also want to keep things simple in terms of like your calls to action. And I guess what I mean by that is that your mobile user is probably busy doing something else. They're either on the go, maybe they're out walking, maybe they're watching TV, or maybe they're in class. So they're going to be doing something else while they're on your website. And so because of that, you need to be able to have your site thoughtfully designed so that it can cater to that user. That means that you don't want to have too many buttons. You don't want to have too much content that they need to kind of sift through to find what they're looking for. You want to sort of distill things down to make it as easy and as usable as possible.
What's the most common mistake you see on most mobile websites these days?
I think the most common mistake that I see is rookie designers, I guess, not really kind of considering the medium that they're designing for. It's a really common mistake to see people that design, when they're designing something that's going to be this big, they're really looking at it on their screen like this, and they're really not kind of considering how maybe small or inaccessible some of the things they're making are going to be. One thing to keep in mind, I would say, is that the pixel target size of a thumb is about 44 pixels, I think. So you really kind of want to keep things, big and easy to click on. The worst thing that can happen is when you have buttons that are too small and somebody tries to click on one and clicks on something else. That's going to frustrate your user.
If you could give one piece of advice to mobile designers, what would it be?
I would tell them to keep in mind all the different sort of sizes and, the sizes of displays, because there's so many phones out there now. Phones and devices, there's tablets now, which are huge in the market. So I would consider how your design is going to look on different sizes of display, because it's going to be kind of moved and shifted against how you think it might look. So that's something to keep in mind. It needs to be able to accommodate for that. One thing that designers don't often think about is a lot of users will actually turn their phone to landscape mode, which is something that isn't usually considered. And that's just another way that the design is going to be kind of stretched. Also, another thing is that the mobile web is moving a little bit more high-res, sort of with the advent of Retina display. So it's not really something you need to worry about too much right now, but it's definitely going in that direction. In that if you don't design at a higher resolution, certain users are going to be a little bit disappointed with how your design looks on their device.
If you could be any Photoshop tool, what would it be?
Lens flare.
Nice.